Okay, good afternoon, everyone. This is October 27, 2021. And this is the market pulse. This is the follow up to the morning brew where we did our setups for this morning. So the intention of this market pulse is to do some follow ups, hold accountability to find out what's going on, what's cooking, where are the setups, and where are the potential setups for this afternoon, if there's any, or maybe tomorrow. But if you want to know my setups, my personal setups, make sure to check out that link at the bottom and click on those. Those are given at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. And if you're lucky enough, if you put that notification, they'll turn you on and you'll be my setup. Sometimes you'll get it, sometimes you won't. And strictly just for not for any recommendation to buy or sell, just strictly for observation. All right, let's dive into it. Okay, so this morning I gave a lot of setups this morning. So we talked about what we're looking at is a 15-minute time frame. Looking for setups, momentum plays, and we're going to do like an analysis looking at the overall indices. We're going to try to do this in 10 minutes or less, maybe around 15, right? 1 minute. So let's get rolling. So now the S&P 500 went up high, it hit our targets, went up to 45.97 and stalled. Okay, what is it going to do? It came down to the 15-minute. It's holding this base right here, and it's under the zero. So it looks like it potentially is going to stall. Now remember, we do have Apple announcing today. So it's probably going to hold. Apple's a big component of the S&P 500. So more than likely, I think the S&P is going to stall and hold here depending on Apple's earnings report. Now, I'm going to talk about earnings report a little bit when we get to Google. Now, let's look at the NASDAQ. So let's see what happens here, but it's just probably going to stall. So look right there. Okay, NASDAQ is growing higher. Okay, that's probably because the yields and bonds are going a little lower. So is it probably going to stall right at the highs there? So that's good. MACDs are going up. So that's good. Now the Russell, so we're getting a little bit mixed signals across the board. Russell sold off. It fell off the cliff this morning. We had a dead cat bounce yesterday at the close, and it's going lower. Now, it needs to come back. It needs to come back to the 50, and this needs to come back. Where is it going to come back to? I don't know, but I expect a rally back up to the 50 at some moment of time. All right. So keep that in mind. We expect a rally back to the 50. This is going higher, close to resistance, and this is stalling. We're probably waiting for Apple. Now, let's jump in. Earnings, the way to play earnings and things I observed, this is what I mentioned all last week and this week. The way to play earnings is not to play the earnings. Don't play the earnings before the earnings report. You have to play the earnings report this quarter after the earnings report. So what do I mean by that? Tesla, Netflix, both, and Google announced earnings, killed their earnings, but it didn't move. Okay, it didn't move. It moved after the earnings report. The next day it moved. So that means if you got into any calls or puts, your premiums got killed and you're waiting for things to move. So get into it in the morning, okay, if they have good earnings report. That's how the market is moving this earnings report. That's a tip. There you go. Now let's dive in. So this morning, what I did, I actually gave you the setup this morning at 8:30 in the morning brew for Google, because Google reminded me of Tesla and Netflix. And it's off to the races. We are at high of year on Google. So Google could have made your month, your quarter. It's moving. Okay. So what do we have? For a while, and I said this morning, I said, hey, 28.4 and 28.14 to get it going. And it's off to the races. Now it's moving. It's probably coming close to the end. It looks like it has a little bit more juice. Now, does it have 3,000 insights? Remember, they killed their earnings report. So what happened? All the rest of the ad companies like Facebook and Snap were having iOS issues. Okay, well, they're not making as much money because of the iOS issues. But Google has Google Maps. They killed it on their Maps revenue. So where's all that money from Facebook and all the money that's going into Snap? Where's that money going into? Could it be going into Google? And it looks like if it is, Google's going at 3K. All right, guys, there you go. Watch it. Don't chase it. Don't chase it. Again, we're coming to the end. I will probably wait. If you do, play it small, but don't chase it. The time to get into it was this morning. If you want to know those setups, make sure to follow me on the Morning Brew, and you got it. But right now, we're going to wait. Okay, what's next? Amazon. Great. Amazon announcing earnings. It's winding up. Key level we're going to watch is 34.18. Is Amazon going to split? It's the only way Bezos is going to catch up to Elon. He has to split the company. What do you think? Write your thoughts. If it splits, it runs. Does someone know something? Someone always knows something. So what's going to happen? 34.18. If it starts breaking that, then someone knows something. Like, we're going to watch it. We're going to watch it. Keep it on. Keep an alert. Actually, let's put an alert right here. We're going to do it right now. We're going to do an alert. Okay. So there's the alert. 34.18. We're going to watch it. Tesla. Okay. We're in FOMO country. Can it run? Hertz just announced a partnership with Uber. So there's going to be a lot of Teslas on the road. That's good for Tesla. What other partnerships are down the road? Okay. But we are now, Tesla's below 1094. It's holding. They're not bringing it down. That's a positive thing. They're not bringing it down, but let's just wait. We had a bounce right here this morning, right? The 50, zero bounce right here. But we're in a range. So that's the play. We're going to watch it. All right, ISRG, they brought it down this morning. I told you in the morning brew, is going down, is basing, is below the 50-day. So let's see what happens there. Chipotle, I mentioned this morning, there's a divergence. Is it going to run? If it takes out 1791 and 1800, it's going to rip. Right now, it's above the 50, zero line, but those are the key levels we're going to watch. These are where the bears are hanging out. All right, let's move on. MicroStrategy, Bitcoin is down. MicroStrategy is down. So it's all dependent on Bitcoin. Where the bears at? Bears at right now at 729. Conjunction with the 50-day moving average. If it goes through there, it's going to rip. But Bitcoin needs to rip. Shopify, they're taking it down. That's fine. E-commerce. Okay. Amazon's going to rip. Maybe Amazon's going to help this one out. But it needs 1380 to get it going. All right. Needs a 50. 1380 is where the bears hang out. It looks like a divergence right there. Right. It's going higher. So put that on your screen. It'll probably rip. If this divergence proves to be true, it'll probably rip. Okay. Netflix, winding up. What does it need? Okay. So we played this all last week, 730, 636, and it ripped. It needs 671 to go higher, 676 to get better. It looks like it needs to move up. Prematurely, you can get into it and start adding to it, but know these levels. Okay. Roku, it's hard. Bears, where are the bears at? 327. Put that in there. 327. It looks like it's basing. 327, 350 hard. So watch that. NVIDIA has the arms deal in Europe coming up. It's moved. They moved nicely. Can it move higher? We got 252 on the upside. It looks like it wants to go. If they're going to hold it here, let's see what happens. Let's see if the overall market can drag this one up. Mercado Libre, again, the Amazon of South America. It ripped. It looks like it's holding. It's waiting on Amazon news, I think. 1553 to get it going to the upside and 1562 for upside. They're taking it down right now. It's getting a little weaker. Where can it go? Marby's going to go 1500. We're at 1519, but those are the levels depending on Amazon news. Okay. What else we got? Apple holding 149. Again, it's a 50-50 chance. We're in earnings season. They announced today. Now, their ad revenue should be good because they have that privacy app, that information they hold. So there's a lot of whispers that they're going to destroy their advertisements or revenue. Okay, so we'll see. If it destroys it, you got 160, 170 in the upside. But I wouldn't play it. Remember, earnings, play it tomorrow. Tomorrow in the morning, wake up early, wherever you're at, and see where the action's at and see where the numbers are today after the close, and we'll play it. Right now, he wants too much money. All right, oil. Oil's an easy trade. What did we say? We said 218, 228. Right now, it's selling off. It's at the lower range, 218. If it breaks 218, it's done. But let's see if it goes. It probably can go up to 218, 228. All right, let's move on. Goldman Sachs working its way lower. Goldman Sachs is only down $4.73. It had a nice rip, 412. So I'm not dragging the S&P 100, not dragging the S&P right now, but it's holding, and it's let's see, it needs to work its way up back to the 50. Okay. Affirm has been all over the place. Just tracking it because I want to see what this thing is doing. It needs what? 162 to get better. It's bouncing off here, trying to form a base, but 162 to get it going. This is where the bears hang out. Okay. Upstart. Where's Upstart at? Okay. It's holding, forming a base. It's at 310, needs 335 to get it going, and 356. to get better. Those are the ways if Upstart is going to run. Okay, what do we have? HubSpot, just tracking it, not really into a play. It's looking like it's breaking the 50, going lower. Um, just tracking it, so I don't have anything out there. Snowflake, you should track this a long time ago. I put this in there because I didn't want to see Moderna, but this one is following Google. Cloud, Snowflake, hand in hand. This thing is ripping. Let it rip, let it rip. It's probably coming to the end here. Watch it. And it's going. Let it pull back. Looking for a pullback, but I guess these guys can out killer numbers as well. Booking is travel. Just have this on my list. Tracking it again. 24.22. And what's the top here? 24.22, and we got 24.65 on top. 24.65 to get it going. Is it going to go? I don't know, but we see this winding up. So if there's something big is going to happen, so watch these levels. Watch it. Okay. ServiceNow just working its way lower, and Coinbase trying to base here. I think this is just due to Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes up, Bitcoin right now is pulling back a little bit. So let it pull back, let it pull back, let it form a base, and these things will probably rip. All right. So what else do we got? That's all we have. Um, somebody told me about this coin, whatever this coin is, Mega Mononuke. Um, I don't know. Looks like a regular coin, but if you're into coins, that might be something you want to watch. But let's get back to the VIX. The VIX right now is below 16, which is good. It tried to go up a little higher. Let's see if the VIX can pull back, then it can rip. Then we're probably going to see XPX at 4,600. But I think Apple's probably going to bring the VIX at 4,600 or above it if it's good news on Apple. Remember, Apple's a big component. And if the Russell comes back up, it'll push the banks up, the VIX up, and the VIX down, S&P up. All right. Now, what I love the most, this is what I love the most. Look at this one, 10-year note, dropping. Can it break up below 1.5? If it does, techs go higher. XPX, we go higher. Look, I don't like it. I don't know your opinion on it. It doesn't matter. Play price action. That's what we're here for. Can you make money trading the price action? All right. Google still running. Can Google, where's it at? 29.47. Can they get to 3,000? Oh my. We're getting there. All right, guys. Hope you like this. We did this in 12 minutes. All right. So if you wanted to know the plays right now, the plays that I'm looking at, I pointed those out, is Amazon. We're going to Chipotle. What else we got going on? Maybe the SPX. We're going to watch Apple, right? Apple for tomorrow. I like Apple, right? After earnings. What else do we got? Netflix is winding up. NVIDIA, depending on news. Mercado Libre, depending on Amazon. So we have a couple of setups for this afternoon. Let's see what happens. All right, guys, go get it, and let's make your accounts green. If you like what I'm offering here, press that like button. Make sure that you get notified when I do those setups, because those setups are fire. All right, guys, take care. Go get it. All right.